All right, so you guys wanted to explore this whole psychology of like motivation and achievement, right? And you sent over this super interesting interview with Rob Dial from the Jay Shetty podcast. So we're going to kind of dive into all his strategies and tips for overcoming, things like fear, procrastination, and like figuring out your why.
Yeah, I think what's really cool is how Dial breaks down, he talks about primal fears and intellectual fears. And he's basically saying that a lot of the fears that hold us back, they're these like self-created fears.
Right.
They're not really real.
It's almost like we're building these mental prisons for ourselves.
Yeah, totally.
But he has this amazing suggestion. He's like, if you're going to spend all this energy imagining like the worst case scenario, why not use that same energy to imagine the best possible outcome?
I love that. I mean, think about it for a second. Like, what is one fear that's been holding you back? And now take like 5 minutes, just picture everything going perfectly, right? Picture yourself like crushing it, achieving your goal. How does that shift your perspective?
It's like totally reframing your mindset.
Yeah.
And Dial really emphasizes the power of having a strong why. Like he tells this story about a coaching client who was so determined to earn like $100,000.
Okay.
But when he really dug deeper, he found out that the client's real why was that his kids were living in this really dangerous neighborhood.
Yeah.
And he was desperate to move them to like a safer place.
That's such a good example of how like understanding your deeper motivation can fuel this incredible determination. It's not just like setting a goal, it's connecting to something that's really meaningful.
Yeah, it's like tapping into that emotional fuel that keeps you going, even when things get tough.
Yeah.
Dial has this thought-provoking analogy. He's like, imagine if your loved ones' lives depended on you earning $1 million this year.
Okay.
Do you think you'd be struggling with procrastination then?
Right. When our why is like strong enough, it totally overrides that urge to put things off. So think about it. What's a goal that seems impossible to you right now? But what if the stakes were higher? What if it was absolutely crucial that you achieve it? What does that say about like what really matters to you?
That's a good question to sit with. And Dial also talks about the fact that our thoughts tend to be super repetitive. And he really stresses how important it is to be aware of those thoughts and to make conscious choices about which ones we feed.
Totally.
He even shares how he overcame his own judgmental tendencies. He realized that he would often judge people he met. So he decided to actively practice finding like 3 positive things about everyone he encountered.
That's so interesting. I mean, it's so easy to get caught in these negative thought loops.
Right.
But Dial shows us that we can actually rewire our brains to focus on the positive. What are your most repeated thoughts? Are they serving you or are they kind of holding you back?
It's like mental spring cleaning.
Yeah.
And Dial's journey actually takes this really interesting turn when he talks about his spiritual awakening. He was super successful externally, but he still felt this emptiness inside.
He realized that like all the material things, the achievement, they couldn't fill that void.
Yeah.
And that's what led him to explore spirituality and finding peace through silence.
Wow.
And he's super honest about the fact that silence actually brought up a lot of anxiety for him at first.
That's brave of him to admit.
I know, right? It shows that even someone who seems to have it all figured out can still struggle with uncomfortable emotions. What about you? What makes you uncomfortable about silence? What might you discover if you actually embraced it?
That's something to think about.
Yeah, for sure. You know what's interesting? We were talking about how Dial emphasizes presence and connecting with our inner selves. But it's so easy to get caught up in the external world, right? It's like this constant chase for validation and fulfillment from things outside ourselves.
Right, like money, status, possessions.
Exactly. It's like we've been programmed to believe that happiness comes from acquiring things.
Yeah, but Dial's journey really shows us that true happiness comes from within. He had all the outward signs of success, but still felt empty inside.
Yeah, and what's inspiring is that he was willing to admit that and to actually go on this journey to find true fulfillment.
Absolutely. And he makes this really interesting distinction between personal development and spiritual development. He compares personal development to a cup that can overflow.
Okay.
And spiritual development to a bucket that's never truly full.
I love that analogy. It speaks to the limitless nature of spiritual growth.
Right. It's a journey, not a destination.
Totally.
And Dial's super open about how challenging that journey can be, especially at first.
Right?
He even talks about how he would get anxiety when he first started spending time in silence.
It's like all the noise he'd been using to distract himself suddenly went quiet.
Yeah.
And he had to face all these uncomfortable feelings he'd been avoiding.
Right. It's like being forced to look in the mirror.
What are your go-to distractions when things get quiet? When you're alone with your thoughts?
It's so easy to reach for our phones or turn on the TV.
Exactly. But Dial didn't shy away from that discomfort. He actually leaned into it.
And he discovered it was a path to deeper self-understanding.
And ultimately to peace.
He learned to embrace those challenging emotions, to see them as opportunities for growth.
He even talks about how he would just sit on his porch and cry.
Wow.
Just letting those emotions flow through him.
It's powerful to think about how often we try to suppress those negative emotions.
We're so conditioned to put on a brave face.
Right, but Dial's experience shows that there's so much wisdom in those feelings.
They're trying to tell us something. They're pointing us toward areas where we need to heal.
Exactly.
You know, he brings up this fascinating analogy about animals releasing trauma.
Oh yeah, like polar bears and
After a stressful experience, they'll shake and convulse. It's like they're instinctively purging that excess adrenaline.
It makes you wonder if we could learn from them. What if we could find healthier ways to release that emotional tension we carry?
Whether it's through exercise, creative expression, or even just letting ourselves cry, we need to find those outlets.
Otherwise, it's like a pressure cooker waiting to explode.
And you know, self-discovery and growth are ongoing processes. We're always evolving.
The more we embrace that journey, the more we can connect with our true selves.
And create a life that's aligned with our values and purpose.
You know, another thread that runs through Dial's interview is this idea that we're all inherently creative beings.
He believes we lose touch with that creativity as we get older.
Right, we become so focused on achievements and external validation.
He suggests that reconnecting with our inner child and expressing ourselves creatively can bring so much joy.
It's like we've forgotten how to play.
Exactly. Play is so essential for well-being. It helps us relax, de-stress, and tap into our imagination.
And it can even be a powerful tool for problem solving and innovation.
Think about it. When we were kids, we were constantly exploring, experimenting, creating.
We didn't worry about being perfect.
Right. We just let our imaginations run wild.
But somewhere along the way, we lose that sense of freedom and playfulness.
Dial reminds us that it's still there within us.
And one way to reconnect with that creative spark is to create space for silence and introspection.
When we quiet the external noise, our creativity can blossom.
Dial even mentions that some of his best ideas have come to him during moments of quiet contemplation.
It's like he's tapping into a wellspring of wisdom that's beyond the conscious mind.
And that's something we can all access.
If we're willing to slow down, listen, and create space for those insights to emerge.
Now, another fascinating concept that Dial brings up is this idea of embracing duality.
He talks about how our lives are both incredibly significant and utterly insignificant at the same time.
It's a paradox.
It is, but it can be so freeing. It allows us to take ourselves less seriously.
And approach life with a sense of wonder.
But at the same time, it reminds us to cherish the preciousness of our lives.
And the impact we have on others.
It's like finding that balance between humility and self-worth.
It's definitely a journey worth taking.
And Dial's still on that journey, and he invites us to join him. He reminds us that we're all capable of remarkable things.
That we can all live lives filled with purpose, passion, and joy.
It all starts with taking ownership of our inner world.
And approaching life with awareness, intention, and an open heart.
You know, listening to Dial talk about how he's learned to work with his ego, it got me thinking about how often we try to suppress those parts of ourselves that we don't like.
It's like we're constantly trying to fit into some idealized mold.
Dial takes a different approach. He recognizes that his ego is a part of him.
And instead of trying to get rid of it, he's learned to harness its energy.
He sees his desire for success as a tool that can be used for good.
It's like he's integrated his shadow self.
And that's such a powerful act of self-acceptance. It allows us to access our full potential.
Instead of wasting energy on internal conflict.
Dial's perspective on self-love is also really insightful. He emphasizes that true self-love isn't about just focusing on our positive qualities.
It's about embracing all aspects of ourselves.
He even talks about how he's learned to love the parts of himself that are selfish and judgmental.
He recognizes that those qualities are part of his human experience.
And that they have a role to play in his growth.
It's like he's extending compassion to all parts of himself.
It's a reminder that we're all works in progress.
And that's okay?
Absolutely. It's those imperfections that make us unique.
Dial also talks about how his spiritual journey has helped him find peace and fulfillment.
He's learned to connect to something deeper than his physical self, something he calls soul.
And that connection has brought him a profound sense of purpose.
He talks about how he spends time in silence, connecting to his heart and listening for that inner wisdom.
It's beautiful.
He believes that God the universe, whatever you call it, speaks to us in silence.
And that by quieting our minds, we can hear those messages.
It's a practice that takes patience.
But the rewards, as Dial describes them, are incredible.
His story is a testament to the transformative power of spiritual exploration.
It's a reminder that there's more to life than what we can see and touch.
There's a deeper dimension waiting to be discovered.
And by connecting to that part of ourselves, we can tap into a source of wisdom, love, and peace. So, as we keep kind of digging into Dial's insights, one thing that really sticks out is his emphasis on self-awareness.
Yeah.
Like, he really believes that it's the key to unlocking our potential,
Mm-hmm.
not just individually, but also as a society.
Right.
He even suggests that, a lot of the problems in the world today stem from this lack of self-awareness.
It's like if we were all just a bit more conscious of our thoughts, feelings, actions, how they impact others.
Exactly. It's not just about understanding ourselves, but also understanding the ripple effect we create.
Yeah, and he really envisions this world that's more compassionate, more harmonious.
Right, and it all starts with us being more self-aware.
And he sees self-awareness as this, continuous practice, something we cultivate every day.
It's not like a destination, it's an ongoing journey.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It's like exercising a muscle. The more we work on it, the stronger it gets.
And the better we become at making choices that are aligned with our values.
Exactly. And it kind of ties back to what we were saying earlier about taking ownership of our lives.
Right. It's not about blaming ourselves when things go wrong.
It's about recognizing that we have the power to choose how we respond.
And ultimately, we have the power to shape our reality.
It's like stepping into our role as conscious creators.
It definitely takes courage, though,
Yeah.
and a willingness to face those parts of ourselves that we might normally avoid.
But Dial assures us that it's worth it.
He believes that on the other side of that discomfort is a deeper understanding of who we are.
And a greater capacity for love, joy, peace.
Wow. This whole conversation with Rob Dial has been incredibly insightful.
Yeah, it really has.
From overcoming fear and procrastination to figuring out our why to connecting with our true selves.
He's given us a lot to think about.
What really resonated with me is this reminder that we're all on this continuous journey of growth and evolution.
Absolutely. There's no finish line.
It's about embracing the process,
Learning from our experiences and constantly striving to become the best versions of ourselves.
And as we do that, we contribute to a collective evolution.
Yeah, it's like we're creating a ripple effect of positive change.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into Rob Dial's wisdom, I want to encourage everyone listening to take his advice to heart.
Yeah.
Carve out those 5 minutes each day to practice self-awareness. Reflect on your thoughts, your feelings, your actions.
Connect with your heart.
Embrace your creativity.
Yeah, never forget you are capable of remarkable things.
Absolutely. Go out there and create a life that truly lights you up.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.